Hi everyone, Denise Lonis here, and today I'm talking about lead generation and matching it to your personality type and why it's so important for all personality types, but today we're going to focus on two of them, controllers and analyticals. First of all, I have to tell you that I love controllers because controllers are a great fit for my personality type. I'm a promoter, and I could not live my life without controllers in it because controllers get everything done that I can't get done. So I love controllers. So let me tell you a little bit about their personality type and why in real estate, especially for controllers, having a perfect fit for lead generation is essential. So let me paint a little bit of a picture for you, okay? Imagine that there is work to get done and there's 4 people in a room and they all have a different personality type. I will promise you that your best pick for getting that job completed and to get it completed on time and with a great result is always going to be a controller. It doesn't mean that the other personality types aren't good at completing tasks. It doesn't mean that they can't get the job done. It just means that controllers have the ability to get the job done in the least amount of time with the least amount of problems. So controllers are people that are action people. They love to get tasks completed. They love to initiate projects. They love to complete projects. Unlike another personality type that might like to initiate the project but isn't very good at getting that project completed. So they are the personality type that focuses on results. They do not like to waste time. Now, if you are a controller, you really need to listen up here, because if you are a person that doesn't want to waste any time, then there are some lead generation programs and systems that you do not want to go near. For example, here's a great example. Most controllers get very frustrated when they do open houses. Why? Because open houses require that you as an agent sit and wait for a potential client to come to the open house. For a controller, all that waiting time does nothing other than drive them crazy, because they're wondering, what am I doing just standing here wasting my time hoping and waiting for a potential client? Whereas if they take the action that's required and they initiate that action on another lead generation system, they feel they can control that outcome. So I want to talk a little bit about some lead generation systems that work great for controllers. First and foremost, controllers are fantastic when it comes to geographical farming. Why? Well, first of all, they're fantastic when it comes to research. So before they ever do a geographical farm, I can guarantee you that smart controllers are going to make sure that they find the farm where more potential clients are looking, or they find a farm where there's been more sales so they know that it's a desirable area. So the first thing that I love about controllers when they're doing lead generation is that they want to do it right, so they'll put the homework and the work that's required up front to choose a great geographical farm. Secondly, what they say they're going to do, they're going to do. Which means that if they say they're going to pick a geographical farm and consistently send a mailer out once a month or once every 3 weeks, you know for sure that this is going to get done. And the key to great lead generation is phenomenal consistency. And controllers, you like that. You like it because you can control it. You can control choosing the farm, you can control the mailers to the farm, you can control any follow-up to the farm. So geographical farming is a great lead generation system if you're a controller. The second lead generation system that controllers are really good at is working with for sale by owners. Why? For sale by owners don't want their time wasted. Either does a controller. For sale by owner wants to get a result. So does the controller. It's like it's a perfect marriage of 2 people that both want exactly the same thing. Who better to get that for sale by owner than a controller? Controllers are fabulous with for sale by owners because controllers are not intimidated by the for sale by owner. Even though that for sale by owner could be complaining, they could be frustrated, they could be angry at their other agent, the controller is more likely to say, you know what, I completely agree with you. I'd be frustrated too if my house didn't sell and I had it listed for 1.5 years. So you got a really valid concern here. And I'm the agent that's going to help make sure that never happens again. They're very direct, they're strong, they know what they can do, so that confidence level comes across. So for controllers, for sale by owners is just a natural fit. It's a win-win for both the for sale by owner and the controller. The final lead generation system I really think controllers would be phenomenal at is working with investors. And whether that's an investor who buys houses and flips them, whether it's an investor who buys houses and rents them out. Maybe it's an investor that is investing in a large project or a really large development. Controllers are phenomenal when they're working with business people, because what do business people not want? No wasted time, no wasted money. What does a controller want? No wasted time, no wasted money. It, again, is that perfect fit. If you're a controller, what you don't want is you don't want a lead generation system that may get you results, because controllers don't work well with anything that's a may or a maybe. They want something that is a sure thing. Investors are a sure thing in real estate. For sale by owners are a sure thing. We're always going to have for sale by owners in our marketplace. Same thing with geographical farming. You can always find a geographical farm that's active. And for the controller, that's what they need. They need something that they can take control of. So as a controller, again, you have to pick your lead generation systems carefully, because if not, you're going to get extremely frustrated. And that's why those 3 lead generation systems are perfect for controllers. I want to talk a little bit now about analytical agents and the challenges that analytical agents have when it comes to lead generation. You know, a lot of lead generation definitely has to do with cultivating relationships, making new friendships, making new acquaintances. For the analytical person, that's not necessarily the favorite thing that they like to do in real estate. What they're attracted to in real estate is all of the numbers, the research, the statistics, the data. They love the comparisons, they love the charts, they love the graphs. They love that side of real estate. Unfortunately, in real estate, you have to have the client in order to do the transaction. So one of the things that I tell analytical people to do is to use all of those great skills and talent that you have in collecting that information, because if you can collect it and if you can deliver it to clients, especially when you're competing against other agents, they're going to look at that information and think that you are the expert. Now, you will be the expert because nobody does the kind of research that analytical agents do. So I want to talk a little bit about how important it is that analytical agents choose that perfect lead generation system for them. And especially because analytical agents love data, they love to be organized, and that they are slower paced, that it's really important that they make sure that that lead generation system matches their personality type. So I think one of the best things that I have absolutely ever discovered for analytical agents is what I call MLS prospecting. And let me tell you a little bit about what MLS prospecting is. MLS prospecting is when you go into the MLS and you pull off the recent pendings, you pull off the listings, you pull the solds, you find out where people are listing properties, you find out also where the properties are selling, how much they're selling for, and you find out where the pending activity is. Where's the activity of that now buyer right at this moment? And then what you do is you put together a series of letters backed up with good data, good charts, good information, and you mail that out to a particular niche in that marketplace that, for example, might be in the highest demand. It could be maybe you've noticed a trend in one-level properties. Maybe one-level homes are selling in a record low days on market number, and maybe you know that if you sent a letter out to other one-level home owners, that that's a possibility for you to get those listings. Nobody can prepare that package of information better than the analytical agent, and that's why MLS prospecting is so important. It also helps an analytical agent be able to know their market. Where are the shortages in the market? Where's an abundance of inventory in the market? And what analytical agents need to feel really good and confident when selling is they need information and research. So no better than working on MLS prospecting. Another, again, terrific lead generation program for an analytical agent is geographical farming. Similar to the controller, they also love to do that. You know, they love that result. They love to do that research. They will be able to consistently mail out. And if you're geographical farming, the most important thing that you can do for your geographical farming homeowner is absolutely be consistent. The third area that analytical agents do very well with is working with relocation clients, working with companies, working with managers, working with human resource departments to be the person that can provide their staff, their team members with relocation services. It doesn't have to just be with a large company. Analytical agents do very well working with a smaller company that's large enough to have a good deal of personnel that may need any kind of relocating or real estate services. So again, putting together a well-researched program that had perhaps a series of letters Maybe it had information about the area. Maybe it had information about real estate and the market and the economy. That's the kind of organized data collection and work that analytical agents love to get. So again, controllers, analyticals, they both have different strengths, different weaknesses, but they might have a lead generation system in common, like geographical farming. They're both going to do it a little bit differently. But the key is, again, find the right lead generation system for you. And what I've done this week is I put together a tool for you, and you can just go and download directions on how do you pick the right farm. And let me talk about this just for a moment, because this is extremely important. You know, you can farm an area where there are 10 sales a year, or you can farm an area that has 50 sales a year. You want to pick an area that is more active, has less competition, meaning is it an area that a whole bunch of other agents are also farming? You don't want to do that. You want to also pick an area that has good regular turnover so that the marketing you do and the investment you make in that geographical farm will come back to you. Next week is our final lead generation video, and I'm going to be talking a little about how do you make sure that you are aiming at the right target. How do you make sure that you are matching your lead generation system to your personality and executing it correctly? So until next time, think about your personality type, think about your strengths and your weaknesses, think about the lead generation that you've done, only to find that you started and stop it, and then try a new lead generation system, one that will suit your personality better. Take care.